Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. Podcast so bad, we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. We got a full house of beautiful men here tonight, so I'm gonna give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks. You can find me on all social medias at Z Hendricks Brand. And of course, if you love your mama's favorites, them out of town shooters, Country. If you love us together, check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Country Air Official, or look us up on Twitter at Country Air Brand. And I will pass it off to the one-man riot squad.
My name's Gunnar Wicks. You can find me on all the social medias at Gunnar Wicks. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Working on the OnlyFans still. Pass it off to my favorite wretch, Perch.
So let me look up from the Gunnar Wicks OnlyFans for a second.
It's a work in progress for sure.
I'm Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV # for the Ref Brand and Waffles Take It Home podcast.
Yes, waffles all around. But more importantly, today we are joined by a very special guest, a man of exquisite Pokemon taste, the one, the only, Camera Guy Gimmick. Why don't you introduce yourself, brother?
Hey guys, what's up? It's Nick, aka Camera Guy Gimmick.
Awesome.
I'm gonna plug my socials right now.
I mean, if you want, you don't have to. It's like you're the
right,
guest.
let's
You are
do
the
it.
guest
Let's
of
get it
honor.
out
You
of
can
the
plug
way.
your socials whenever you want.
Let's get it out of the way because, all right, I'm at Camera Guy Gimmick without the C on Twitter, so it's Camera Guy Gimmick with just a K, and then at Camera Guy Gimmick on Instagram with a C, and also at Camera Guy Gimmick on I don't know if I just said Facebook, but if I did, Instagram and Facebook, Camera Guy Gimmick, regular spelt.
Awesome. So was somebody, I guess, trying to steal the gimmick on Twitter and fuck your shit?
No, it's just like, you know how, like, I feel like every time you have an idea for what you want your ad to be, there's always just somebody who has it.
Yeah.
And there's just some random dude who has at Camera Guy Gimmick. He's just, you know.
Oh, well.
No gimmick infringement.
Hey, fuck that guy. You know, we're going to make it and we'll buy that handle from you. You know, we'll get it all uniform for you.
I'm thinking about contacting Twitter support for it.
Might as well. I mean, if he ain't doing anything, might as well just jack that shit.
It looks like a dead account. So I might be able to actually secure it.
He's like, hey, hell yeah, business. Awesome. All right. Before we get into the fun of today, Perch, let the people know what that banger of the week is.
Oh, banger of the week. Staying good here. Every venue we play at, different areas, different venues, different history. This venue in particular we played at for Zello over the weekend had some history I found out about. And this week's banger of the week comes from someone who played at the venue we were at before us. Adrenaline Rush by Twista. Remember sitting in the back of my brother's Maxima back in like 05. He had subwoofers in there and just blasting that song.
Oh God. So it might have been at that show too, or maybe it was on the way home, but I also heard Overnight Celebrity. It's like, these are both great entrance songs, like for two different gimmicks. Like, not enough people come out to Twista.
Yeah, that's about as good as hype music gets right there. So,
For real.
Good Twista, Adrenaline Rush. Actually, Nick here is the one who said that Twista played at the venue beforehand. Did you catch any Adrenaline Rush that night?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember much of that night.
Hell yeah. Good show.
But I do. The only thing I remember from Twista performing is he performed what's that song, Wetter?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember because I got it on Snapchat. So I'm like, of course, out of every song he performed, that's the one that I got on Snapchat is,
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome, awesome. You know what? That's probably a good place to get to the first question. So, brother, what got you into photography?
Well, I haven't ever really like told my story because I've been like holding off on it because I kind of want to do some, not like a podcast, but like some kind of like episodic like life story
Okay,
type thing.
then don't tell us your life story right now.
No, I'm gonna
No, don't save that for your content,
no, listen,
brother.
I'm gonna summarize it. So I knew this guy back in like 2016, 2017, and his name was Jeff. I used to be really involved with like the music scene, like the underground Chicago, basically like, you know, how you guys are indie wrestlers, like indie music artists. So
Yeah.
I was like really involved with that. I used to book shows at like little venues and like this kid that I know, his name was Jeff. He was a videographer and he wasn't the best, but he did music videos, which is how I got introduced to him because like the music thing. And I've always been really good with like computer tech stuff, like when it comes to Photoshop and editing and shit like that. So I thought to myself, if he can do this, then I can do it because like I know how to do this. All you got to do is learn how to use a camera. Little did I know how hard it actually was, you know, because I started with music videos. You can actually still find some of my music videos like on YouTube. They're not bad. It's just like you can just tell that that's not what I was supposed to be doing. Like, and I felt it. Like, it didn't feel natural. I had fun doing it, but it wasn't like it was for the amount of work it was. It didn't satisfy me. So 2019 was the first All Out, correct?
I believe
AEW
so.
All Out 2019.
Yeah.
And so 2018, end of 20, all out or all
No, that
in?
was All In, right? I think that was All In.
Yeah, All In was 2018.
Right. Okay. So All Out 2019. So I was like, I was so removed from wrestling around that period of my life, but I grew up watching wrestling. So like literally from as young as I could remember, I've always watched wrestling. I would watch, you know, Stone Cold on Mondays with my dad and shit, whatever. And I just became a teenager, got involved in drugs,
Drugs and women will be the end of wrestling.
just the end of like basically everything like my childhood was, you know what I mean? Obviously, like some people like just have shitty experiences in life, and unfortunately I was one of those people, but obviously here I am. But anyway, so I got to this crossroads in my life where I kind of dropped everything that was like kid Nick. But in 2019 I discovered AEW. Well, in the beginning of the year I did, but around All Out, Steve from Warrior Wrestling was throwing, I believe it was Warrior 6 at the time, and it was the day after All Out. They were handing out flyers at StarCast. So when I was leaving StarCast, they handed me a flyer and I looked at it and I seen Mick Foley was on there because he had a segment with Frank the Clown on the show. And I'm like, oh, I know Mick Foley. And then like I'm looking at the rest of the card and I see like the Lucha Brothers and guys who are with AEW. So I'm like, oh, I know these guys. So I turned around and I went and talked back to Steve and I was like, hey, you guys like, you know, I'm like willing to help out. Like if you guys need another lens. And he was like, oh yeah, sure. And at the time I was like working with Live Nation.
Okay.
Because I had like an internship at House of Blues. So I kind of had like connects, like again, like music related stuff, but at least it was like high tier, you know, like high end. Live Nation, obviously people know what Live Nation is. So I think that kind of got me in. And then the next day was Warrior 6 after All Out. And that was my first wrestling show. And it was dude, when I tell you I was like a deer in the headlights, I was a deer in the headlights because I didn't know anything about shooting wrestling, let alone the guys that are now who they are. Like, I didn't know who Kyle O'Reilly was. I didn't know who Adam Cole was. I didn't know anybody. If they were on like Impact or WWE, then I had an idea. But any like independent guys that were on NXT or anything like Keith Lee, dude, nobody. I had no idea who anybody was. And this was in 2019. So,
Hey, it's all good. I got started in the indies late too. I'm not too far behind you. I didn't really start looking until like 2015, 2016.
Yeah. But you have like those years that you have over me are pivotal because like
that's like the boom of the indies.
Yeah, dude, for real, like right there. And but dude, yeah, so that's kind of how like I started with wrestling. So like Warrior really kind of gave me like they let me like bite my teeth in this crazy world.
Awesome. That's crazy because I think because that was 2019. That must have been like later in the year because we would have ran into Steve that same year, but I think earlier in the year when it might have been Warrior 5 or 4.
Yeah,
Warrior after an Evolve seminar, right?
Yeah, it was either after Evolve or after a freelance show.
Yeah, Warrior 6 was in September, so I don't know when Warrior 5 was, but I know Warrior 6 was like because All Out was August 31st, so I think Warrior 6 was September 1st.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Well, you kind of answered the question, but how did you get into wrestling? How did young Nick get into wrestling?
Bro, I don't know. I actually have been meaning to ask my dad this because like I grew up, my parents divorced when I was 2, so like my memories are like very scattered, but my dad always had wrestling on in the house, but my dad's not a wrestling fan. So like, I don't know if it's something he turned on and I latched onto and like, he was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to put it on because my kid likes it. Or if at the time my dad actually like
was watching
because he kind of looks like Stone Cold, like my dad, because he's bald and got a goatee, and he even had like the little hoop earring and shit. And I swear, like he would always tell me when I was young, he'd be like, he's like, yeah, your dad looks like Stone Cold, and I'm like, my like 2-year-old self is like, get your lame ass out of my face. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know, dude. Honestly, like I think my dad just like always had it on inside the house and I just kind of clung to it. But I don't have like a definitive memory as to when I actually began. But my first, like the first match I remember ever watching was Shawn Michaels and Undertaker Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood.
Okay. That's not a bad first memory of wrestling.
No. Well, as a kid, I'm just like, there's blood, there's a big fucking cage.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels is like one of my he's one of my favorite wrestlers, but for whatever reason, like guys like Shawn Michaels and like Jeff Hardy and Billy Gunn, guys like who were more like flamboyant, always like spoke more to me for whatever reason. So I think that's another reason why too, is why I remember that so well, is because Shawn Michaels was in it and a part of it. No disrespect to the Undertaker, obviously he's great, but just something about Shawn Michaels always stuck to me as a kid. I don't know why, which was also weird because he at the point where I started really getting into wrestling, he had already gotten injured and kind of started phasing himself out. So there wasn't a lot of Shawn Michaels like when I was watching, except for like tapes and shit. Cause I had a lot of tapes. My dad would buy me tapes.
Awesome. Yeah, no, don't worry. We're not, I think this is a podcast of guys that have never really liked the bigger stars. We kind of like the weirder ones anyway. So you're at home, brother. You're at home.
Yeah, man. It's like maybe it's just about being different, because obviously that has a huge part in like I feel like our world. You can be such a great wrestler and you can be so good in the ring, but unfortunately, like if your gimmick doesn't really stand out, like you have less of a chance of like being recognized the way you maybe should be. So like guys like that, you know, I actually just got like a pair of like Billy Gunn like fucking basketball shorts today anyway. But yeah, man, I love like the bright colors and like just like you guys do, how you guys do like the fucking yellow and the purples and shit, like stuff like that helps bring out, I feel like, character. And you know, I feel like I am a character.
No, completely understand. That is actually I mean, I'm glad you brought it up. That's advice that we got from the fans. As
Yeah,
far as colors.
We got that from Tommaso Ciampa too. Day of Evolve seminar we did down in, I remember our first Evolve seminars, Doc Simmons and we actually worked each other, and we talked to Tommaso after. I think Doc had yellow trunks, but we asked him how do we break out the indie look, and he said colors stand out. Black and white say I'm an indie wrestler. Colors say you're a superstar.
Yep, that's why
Yeah,
we just got our first black shirts. Is like that's part of the reason. We overheard a fan one time talking about like, man, I love all these shirts. Too bad they're all black. Like I have enough black shirts, so that's yeah. Talking to Ciampa and listening to the fans like you, who that's what got us into doing more vibrant colors. Like, yeah, this is our first pair of black gear, and that now we have. This is our first black shirt. Like we
Right.
try to stay away from it.
But sidebar, where did you find these Billy Gunn shorts at?
Bro, okay. Instagram is like filled with these bootleg fucking merch accounts, and you need to like get on it, bro. I just bought an EA Skate bootleg shirt. It is so badass, front and a back print. But the Instagram account is Stash Pages. That's the name of the Instagram account that made the Billy Gunn shorts. They also did Chris Benoit shorts. So,
But yeah,
I don't know. We're not going to endorse that, but I'm just going to throw it out there.
Yeah, we'll just leave that one alone. We'll just leave that alone.
Yeah, we're not going to endorse. I'm
Shorts.
just going to
Get the
throw
Billy
it out
Gunn
there.
shorts.
They're there if you want them.
Yeah.
They also do like FMW stuff.
Oh, also, yeah, get the FMW, get the Billy Gunn, and fight with your personal demons on the Chris Benoit stuff. All right, let's go ahead and let's I don't know, Nick, you watch anything over the past week that you want to talk about?
I don't. Well, yeah, I guess I can talk about the Zello Pro Show. I just won't give any spoilers.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about our weekend. Let's go ahead and get into that segment. We'll talk about our
yeah,
weekend.
man. It was. Well, fuck it. Well, here's one spoiler. Sorry. Watching you guys wrestle Swoggle was fucking awesome. I wasn't expecting him to wrestle, so that was really cool. And then obviously I know you guys, so it was even cooler to, that you guys got to do that. Is that the first time you guys got to wrestle?
Zach, is that your first time?
That was my first time.
That was my first time getting beat by Swoggle. I have wrestled Swoggle many times. That is the first time that you know what, Swoggle, he's a young up and coming wrestler. It's about time that his hard work pays off and he finally got the win on the GOAT. But yeah, we've wrestled a ton.
That cage match comes to mind.
Yeah, we've done cage matches, we've done fair shows. Yeah.
With the bouncers, that was a banger.
Yeah, we did a 6-man cage match one time. So yeah, me and Swoggle have actually wrestled a lot over the past couple of years. Yeah, I couldn't remember if that was Zach's first, but yeah, we've gone at it a bunch of times. I think they've all been entertaining, so that's a win.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Man, none of those are on YouTube, huh? I'd like to check that cage match out.
Yeah, maybe I could send you to that one. I might have that somewhere. I don't think I posted too much from it, just because. Whew, that was a day. That was a day, that cage.
That was a day.
That was a day. Shout out to Merle. Merle, you're the man. Hey, promoters out there in the Midwest, if you need a ring, if you need a cage, hit up Merle. Great staff out there.
Dude, and Perch, I don't know. You were already gone by the main event, right, Perch?
Yeah, had another show. Yep.
That was incredible. Gresham and Jordan and Laney and GPA, they did a really good job.
Yeah, Gresham is super smart, and me and Zach will definitely be stealing stuff from that match. Yeah, that was
Dude,
really
Dude.
good.
we're still everything.
Yeah, we're gonna steal everything from that match. Sorry,
He
it was really
deserves
good.
he deserves so much more than he gets. He is so good in the ring. He's great look. He is just and then and the nicest guy too.
Yep,
He's
nice,
so chill.
super helpful. I'm sure
And
we've
he's
talked about it on this podcast, but I don't think we've told you. The last ROH show before the pandemic ended, me and Perch got to do like a mini camp with Gresham, and it was awesome. Learned a lot. Would love to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can't wait to see what's next for him. Seriously, he
Yeah.
deserves so much. So I hope that whoever he ends up that he gets treated right.
Definitely. Definitely. All right. Perch, why don't you tell us about your weekend?
Yeah, it was a fun one. It was kind of backloaded with a double
Yes.
shot Sunday. Yeah, great time. Went to the old bar and grill where Zello Pro took place and celebrated it with you guys. It was a fun time. Had the opening match, which was Chico against Bryce Benjamin, and that was a very, very fun match. And then, oh no, the opener was Gringo against
Yeah,
Chico.
Gringo, Chico.
Yep, I got it mixed up. Gringo against Chico. Holy smokes, it was Gringo Loco opening it up. Very cool to experience. Anytime you get Gringo in the Chicago area, I really enjoy it. And the crowd was behind him. But Chico as well, especially at Zello Pro. I mean, during those baseball shows all summer long, he was a fan favorite. He broke out from wearing the ref stripes to rocking it inside the ring. So we'll see what happens. The matches are yet to air, but great match. And then the next one was Bryce Benjamin against Angel. That was it. So a couple of good clashes, clash of styles. Mentor against student. You'll have to wait and see what happens at the end of that match. But a fun time. Good show, awesome venue. Like I said, a place that holds concerts, holds pro wrestling. That ring didn't have much more space to give.
Yeah.
But that was one of the coolest landscapes, inside and outside to experience. I really enjoyed it. A fun show. But then it was right after a couple matches there, had to book it on downtown to make it to Gali Lucha for their 500th show. Was a big celebration at a high school down there, high school gym. The lights all turned out with the spotlights, over the ring. Awesome, majestic look to it. A couple matches in, the post, the actual frame itself, the weld broke.
Ooh.
Loose ropes. Boom. Oh boy. And of course, it's a 8-man, 6-man wild.
Where I'm sure they've called so
Of
many things off the ropes.
So they finish it and they heroed it. Everyone stayed safe and did it. About a 20-minute in between. But we ended up getting the ship tightened up and manageable for the rest of the show. Ratchet straps and tightness to it. And then we were ready for my first match at Galley of the night, which was Orion Creed against Ricky Marvin.
Ooh. Love me some Ricky.
Just hard hitting. After a little delay in action, a pause for the grounds repair, 15 minutes, they came back with a hard hitting, intense, just very intense. Whether you were in the back of the bleachers or up close to the ring, you were feeling that match.
Yep. Hey, if fans don't know, I study Ricky Marvin a lot. So anytime you can see him in the area, please do. And keep him in the area so I can hopefully maybe get a training session with him one day.
Oh yeah, good intensity, very good intensity. And then next match I ended up having was for the tag team championships, which is a great story of its own. Arez and Artemis, the tag team champions, against Mr. Iguana and Dante. Just four great luchadors with Dante's high flying ability. But unbelievable. Everybody came out looking like a star, and knowing how the ring, was holding its own, and to know that they, took that into consideration, but still performed everything that they did. It was
So yeah, now that you tell me that happened
out of this world.
Before that match, and seeing Dante do his just standing jump to the third to the top rope is more insane.
Yeah, to draw it out a little bit.
Yeah,
for
because
the,
I would have done it. The ropes broke. Ground and pound, baby, ground and pound.
Yeah, I mean, it was that was a whole thing. It was a a journey to get to that point. It was a wild journey, and yeah, the importance of taking care of a ring, and we made sure to take care of it and set it up, and it was safe for the rest of the night. Then there was a match, Ricky Cruz against Bandolero. Referee Michael Santiago got lights out. He took about 3 shots and he was out. I had to come in for a final pin. Oh, uno, dos, tres. And then the final match was very cool. Psycho Clown is someone who's rarely in the area, so to experience a Psycho Clown match is kind of a delicacy for a dude from Milwaukee. It's a pretty cool thing to experience.
It doesn't get much further from Mexico than Milwaukee.
And it's a whole atmosphere. And they had a 6-man tag with Sam Adonis leading the heel team and Psycho Clown leading the Technicos, and Sam Adonis with the Rudos. Just a great match all the way around. The final pin was Psycho Clown going for a 1-2, and I got kicked right in the ribs. Boom, out. Just a wince pain. Oh God, it hurt.
Hey, rib pain ain't nothing to joke about.
Yeah, tough to breathe, especially as an asthmatic. So needless to say, I think it was Puma King grabbed my arm and slapped uno, dos, tres. Called for the bell. So I couldn't tell you what happened in the match, but I was out. It was wild. But that match and the tag team championship match are both up on YouTube. There's a Ref Perch playlist. I think I've got the link in the Instagram as well as on Facebook.
Hey, we'll add that to the link.
Perch playlist.
We'll add that to the link to the bottom. I don't do a good. I just did the Spotify playlist and added that. We can add a Perch playlist. We can add the Country Air playlist. I know Gunner has his YouTube up. We'll add his. Might as well.
I still call them pound signs, so I don't know the links too well. So
it's all good. I'll take care of it. Yeah, I got you, brother.
Thanks, homie. But yeah, great night all the way around. Arez and Artemis, the champions, just phenomenal luchadors.
Yep. Love to see them getting that love now. Gunner, if you can stop writing for a moment in the gym, why don't you tell us about your weekend?
Well, this last Saturday, I went down to Salem, Illinois, for a promotion in which I think doesn't have a name quite yet. From what I've heard, they bought out a different promotion and are still like rebranding or whatever. So yeah, it was a nameless promotion. There's quite a few people there, which I was kind of surprised by. So that's pretty cool. Just Incredible was supposed to be in the main event.
Oh, you were on that show.
Yes, but he no-showed.
Yeah.
So the crowd got the next best thing in the main event, which is myself.
Yeah. EC dope. EC dope. EC dope. EC dope.
It was a three-way. It was me, Neil Cutter, and some guy, I forget his name. He showed up like literally minutes before the match started. So I don't remember what his name was, but it was a three-way elimination match. I got the pin over Neil, and then the other dude kicked me in the balls when the ref wasn't looking and got the pin over me. So that's how that went down, which I guess is karma, because the weekend before I was at FTW and may or may not have got a victory over Kyle Pro because of a kick to the nuts. So the world balances itself out, I guess. So
yeah, karma's a bitch.
Sure is.
It's in a fat ass.
Maybe I'll learn from it. Maybe I won't. We'll see. But yeah, that's my weekend. A nice long drive. Me and Raven drove down there, so some quality time together, being bored and rocking out to music, and yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh yeah, those road trips are always fun. Zach, why don't we talk about Sunday first? Because everybody's talked about Sunday.
Yeah, we'll talk about Sunday first. I don't know if we're allowed to give out too much, are we? Or
let's not give out too much. I mean, we don't have to give out results, but
Yeah.
like the pictures are already pictures are out, so they know who's there.
Not mine.
I will
because
say
I follow them.
another podcast, Two Heels One Face podcast. They talked about how Swoggle is the GM, and was wondering if he'll ever get Teddy Long GM style, where he calls out the Undertaker. Well, let's just say Swoggle has his own certain Undertaker.
Yes,
already.
he does.
Felt those effects.
Yeah, maybe I'll splice in a Teddy Long right there.
Oh, yeah. It's originally supposed to be your mama's favorites country air versus Joey Avalon, Nick Colucci. From our understanding, Colucci ended up having a injury happen the night before. Hope for him to have a speedy recovery. So taking his place, his tag partner, Swoggle.
Yep. Me and Swoggle, I guess, have a bit of a storied history in Wisconsin. This is our first matchup in Illinois. This was Zach's first time wrestling him. Joey, obviously, not enough words can be said about how good that man is. A Wisconsin legend, just generally considered the best out here. So it was a good time to tag against those two.
Yeah, different type of feel. Usually Doc and the little guy on whoever the other team is are going out doing all the cool stuff, and I come in for the other stuff. But this time it was me and Joey doing all the.
Yep, it was a lot of heavy boys doing some luchador-ish. But I mean, I think we consummated our relationship with matching bite marks on our ass. I don't know how many other tag teams have that, but your mama's favorites do.
Fuck the matching gear. Get matching bite marks on your ass.
Yeah.
That's special.
Tell me it's real, bitch.
Tell me you're a true tag team. Let me see your ass cheek.
Yeah. But yeah, always great to work those two. That show, I believe, is premiering on Fight TV on Sunday. So definitely check that out. It's a great show, top to bottom. I mean, we talked about it first match. Gringo Loco and the homie Chico Suave. Main event.
The main event, how we're stealing stuff.
Yep, Trust. Go ahead, watch that, and then watch our match. Probably the weekend after, because we will do a lot of stuff from that match. But yeah, just top to bottom, great card. Always, much love to D Ray and Matt for bringing us out to Zello. Follow them on all their social medias. You might see more of the podcast on there pretty soon. Who knows? It's a possibility.
Yeah, and then before we had Zello, we did something Sunday morning. We had to show up to Zello Live to do a draft, which We were undrafted. And Doc, tell them why. What happened Saturday night?
You know, there were rumors we could go in the first round, possibly even earlier. But Saturday, your mama's favorites had an impromptu Zawa Live Tag Team Championship match.
Originally, it was supposed to be a 6-man. The Congregation of Reality, all 3 of them, Hatter, Stumpy, Anakin versus Country Air and Chiron. Well, Chiron was making his entrance. Hatter had to attack him. Somehow they both were rewarded and got to be in the main event. Totally fine by us.
Yep. GM Justin Fields made the decision to just turn into a regular tag match and have it be for the championships. Great to you know, Stumpy is a veteran, Anakin is a guy. We've said it on Twitter. Please, somebody put us against each other. So this is definitely something that I wanted. I know Zach wants more hardware, so he was definitely excited. And we did the damn thing. What did you think about the match, Zach?
Definitely. Stumpy's so crafty of a veteran. Doc rolls up Anakin. Stumpy got me thinking that he pushed Anakin over, so I rolled Anakin on top of Doc just to realize I had to roll him back over.
Yep. And you know, luckily, lots of peck flies and hugging my girlfriend has given me a very strong cradle. That was probably the longest cradle I've ever held. But your mama's favorites are the new Zawa Live Tag Team Champions. And we are very excited. So we will
Oh,
next
yeah.
Yep.
That's some prestigious titles right there.
Yep, that's some prestigious titles. Your mama's favorites doubling up now with the FTW and the Zawa Live Tag Championships.
I thought this was the perfect transition. Like, if we got nothing else to say, to go what we're doing the upcoming week.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we can transition right into that. Who gives a fuck about we'll get to topics later. Hey Zach, tell them what we're trying to do this weekend.
We're trying to collect more hardware.
Yeah.
We got a whole crew. I'm pretty sure 4 of the 5 guys, if not all 5 of us, I can't speak for one of us, are going to be at Fourth Wall Wrestling this Friday, where your mama's favorite tag team are going to take on Rough Function for those golden jackets.
Yes, sir. Really want them jackets. Those shits are fucking clean. I think it would look really good with our yellow gear. So I really want those belts or those jackets to go with our 2 other belts. That'd be nice.
I mean, I want more pictures of my dogs with belts, and jackets and whatever.
Yeah, whatever we can get. So excited to be back at Fourth Wall. You know, Rough and Dis. You want to talk about crafty veterans with Stump? 2 of the craftiest. We're gonna have to be on our A game, but I think we got this.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes without mentioning, like, this is a must-win situation. If we don't win, it's gonna be very awkward to hand over Zawa the tag belts back and the FTW tag belts back, because if we lose, we have to break up as a tag team.
Yep. So that would I don't want to talk to Simon or Zeesh about that.
So I don't want to see Country retro shirts.
Yeah. So we better come up with the win. This is definitely the biggest match of our careers right now. With Country Air, you know, being on such a meteoric rise isn't right, but you know, we're you know, that chain chugging that train chugging along.
You're gaining some steam.
Yeah, we're getting
okay,
some steam. We're getting some steam. The little engine that could, but we're like the little engine that could from Major Payne. You know, deep in those trenches, looking for Charlie. So hopefully we come up with the win this weekend. Hey, brother Nick, why don't you tell them what you got coming up?
Well, when everybody sees this, I will finally have the Perch shirts. The Perch shirts. Oh shit! Look at that.
Oh!
Whoever ordered a Perch shirt gets a free Perch sticker also.
Oh my god, that is You gotta. This one goes out to local people who live in the city. Slap those on some stop signs and some some park signs.
Yes, let's get
Those
these.
all over the
Let's
city.
get these Perch stickers all over.
All over the
Yes,
city.
please.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
So yeah, those I'll have tomorrow. So they'll start shipping this week. It'll probably take me like a little bit over a week to get all of them out, but yeah, so I'll have those tomorrow. And then yeah, I announced today that I'm going to be doing a photo zine, which is basically just going to be a magazine, but of those blackout portraits that I do. It's a project that I've been working on since like earlier this year. I didn't really know where I was going with it, but now that we're getting close to the holiday season, I think it's time to pull the trigger.
Yep.
So the ones like this, your screen shares off, but these blackout ones that I do, I usually try to do a couple of them a month. That's what will be featured in the photo zine. They're going to be limited. I think there's only going to be around like 80 made. And they're going to be affordable. They're only going to be like $14.99.
Well,
they're gonna
actually,
be
there's only going to be 79 available because I'm going to buy one. So just want to say
they'll be in all grayscale. So just like how I edit them, that way I know people like to use like, you know, different color Sharpies or maybe a Posca instead of a Sharpie. So it's just something cool that the fans will be able to take to various promotions to get signed by their favorite guys.
Thank you
so
for that, because that is a struggle when signing stuff, knowing that
Yeah.
it won't show up very well.
Yeah, and I'm someone who's always been like a fan of this style. A lot of this style comes from Ryan Loco. He's a sports photographer who he does mainly like UFC. He was like CM Punk's personal photographer for a while, but a lot of my inspiration for that project comes from him. And just like I said, it's not going to be crazy long. It's probably going to be like 16 or 18 pages, but that'll be not including the front and back. So a total of probably 16 wrestlers. So yeah, that's really what I got going on. And then I think I'm also going to launch a Patreon. I'm still trying to work out the details, but I think that's also on the horizon.
Awesome. So hey, we all have Patreon and OnlyFans plans. So
Yes.
so don't worry about it. We want your money, fans. Please give us your money. We are finding ways to whore ourselves out. Please give us your money.
For real, man. For real. Just you know, give what you can.
Yeah.
We'll take what you give.
Yeah, please give what you can. Tired of work. All right, want to do this for the rest of my life.
Well, one more thing I did want to throw in there. I'm going to do a giveaway on Twitter. So if you don't follow me on Twitter at CAMERGUYGIMMICK, give me a follow. I'm going to be posting something pretty fucking cool that I'll be giving away. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
If it's that Pokeball we were talking about earlier, bet that.
Fuck no.
Fuck
no.
Like, hell yeah.
Sorry, Doc.
Damn. All right, so it's not the really dope Pokeball that lights up as your hand moves closer to it, but it'll probably be something else really.
I gotta show it off because you're
Yeah.
you're making. I gotta flex. Oh. Look at that. Oh shit. Oh shit. Look at that.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And there's like no batteries in it. Like it's just
really. It
yeah,
just does
bro,
that.
I don't know. Yeah, I think if you click the button, also, I think it. Oh yeah, see.
Okay.
Does the simulation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cold.
Is there a
Cold.
Togepi in there?
No, there's nothing. It's like a die cast fucking steel ball. Like it doesn't open. It's heavy.
Oh, so Charizard's in there.
No, it would be Gengar.
Yeah. Gengar up. Gang. Ging. Gunner. Are you pooping?
Yo.
You want to talk about what you got coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I suppose. If I can remember. Friday, yeah, fourth wall wrestling. I am going up against Ethan Matthews. First time matchup. Somehow have avoided him for quite a while. I believe we had like a 3-on-3 tag or something like that at ICW once with you guys and Ethan and Luxurious Ones.
Yeah, I feel like that
Something like that. I threw you in the dumpster. I remember that much.
With Ethan.
Yeah. So yeah, going 1-on-1 with him. Looking forward to that. Then Saturday, AWF I got in Iowa, I think somewhere. I don't really know the details of that yet, but I'll be there. So looking forward to a road trip into there with Raven and kicking someone's ass.
Yep. There are asses in Iowa. They need to be kicked.
They will be kicked. Yes, sir.
Perch.
Then I think that's it. Yeah.
Is that it? Or you got more?
Yeah. No, go to Perch. Go to Perch.
Perchival.
This weekend, gonna be making a trip out to Detroit on Friday for GCW. Gonna be a fun show out there. You never know what's gonna happen on those GCW days. I'll certainly be busting my butt, working out with the ring crew and helping out backstage and taking notes from the referees. Very good referee crew there. So anytime I can hop in and learn and take a session with the GCW crew, I love making the most out of it. So starting that out on Friday night, and then Saturday, we're heading over to Summit, Illinois for the Nick Gage Invitational. I think a 4:00 show for the GCW show on Saturday, and that's going to be a deathmatch tournament. We're no strangers to deathmatch tournaments, having the insane 8 in our backyard every year. It's a great one to in my case, dip my feet into it, in refereeing and being around it, and understanding, from a mentor like Dysfunction, how to be prepared and to stay safe, and how to handle ourselves in that kind of an environment. So when it comes time for a GCW show, to be able to be prepared, ask the right questions, so able to perform the best, to help out. Love being a good guy, hooking people up with the waters after the matches.
Yep.
Take that bloody face, turn it into good, and I've certainly been standing there on the on the plastic trash bags with the water and the hydrogen peroxide, and okay, just walk me through it, guys, and they're always calm. They'll talk me through, and you never know what a day is going to entail. So really excited for some good GCW action this weekend.
Awesome. Zach, why don't we talk about our weekend? Or no, we already talked about our weekend, didn't we?
Yep, we were first.
Yeah, we were first. Saturday, Sunday, keep an eye out. You never know where your mama's favorite tag team is going to end up. But let's get into the topic of today, because we've got an awesome photographer here. We should talk about some pictures. I posted to the group. What is some of your favorite pictures that you've had taken by these great photographers? I'm all about putting over the guys behind the camera, because without them, y'all don't know who the fuck I am. Plain and simple. I'll go first. I kind of wanted to give a shout out to all the photographers I could think of, and just say the favorite pictures that they have taken of me. And I'm going to start with our guest tonight, Camera Guy Gimmick. Favorite pic that you've taken of me is kind of weird wrestling thing. So like we talked about earlier, getting into the indies. I got into the indies around 2015, 2016. Started going to local shows, and one of my favorite wrestlers in the local scene was CJ Esparza. First time I got to wrestle him was at Fourth Wall Wrestling as Country Air against Nick Brubaker and CJ Esparza, Dope Kings. Nick Brubaker being my favorite local heel in the area. So it was very Alice in Wonderland, what the hell is going on type situation for me to get to wrestle, you know, these two guys that, you know, I was a fan of as I was getting into the indie scene in the area. And you captured a great pic of me giving a big boot to CJ Esparza. Also the big boot being very important to me because I think I only discovered I could do that probably like 3 weeks before that picture. So for you to get a dope one out of it was I really appreciated that. I know we always talk about content. When you posted that one, I wanted to post it immediately, but I think I had already posted something like 5 minutes before, so I was struggling. It's like, oh, this has to go out. This is definitely going out, but just not right now. So that was my favorite one from Camera Guy Gimmick. The other photographer that we've had on the podcast, big homie, 3 Count Ian, taking a bunch of pictures of us all over the years. So it's hard to pick one. I think I literally had one before I brought up his name, and then I remembered like 3 more. So what I'm actually going to go with, since we brought it up, I'm going to go with pictures from that 6-man cage match. After the match ended, I was attacked by Demented Chucky Bates, and he has me set up for the backpack stunner. And I think that is just such a beautiful, like, when I talk about the intimacy and of like one-on-one sports and of wrestling, when it's just you and the man across the ring, not saying that the ref doesn't matter. We love you, Perch. But there's just like that moment where everything, like the crowd noise is just white noise. You can't hear it. And you're just focused on that other person. And there's that like moment of intimacy that I love about just like one-on-one competition. I feel like he captured that perfectly. And I really do enjoy that pic of me and Chuck. Going to put over WrestleTography, Matt Tucker. After like when the pandemic, when things were opening up back in Illinois, went down to Zow Live for a match against the homie JJ Garrett. Big homie, much love to him, always shows us mad love, always puts us over with any promotion he can. We had a banger of the match that day, and he caught an awesome pic of my springboard crossbody, where I don't think I've ever looked like I'm floating as much, but with that pick. So I got to give much love to him for that one. And finally, the day one homie, Falcon Photography, took my first promo pics, took the secret Evil Sierra parody pic that I did for my first promo pic. I'm going to post that at some point. But more importantly, my first show at the Elks Lodge, I debuted against Dysfunction. I know Mav has probably talked about it on the podcast before. It's been a minute since he's been on, but I did get the win that day. And then just, Ben, Paulie, Falcon Photography was able to catch just like the pure emotion and joy in me and everybody in the crowd, like right after that win. Like he got the biggest pop, and I just love that pic so much. I know I've shared that 50 billion times, but shout out to him. So yeah, that's what I got. Let's go, Perch.
I want to comment on what you said, Doc. Your story about CJ. See, like, dude, that's what I mean. Like, stories like that are so cool for me to hear because I take so many pictures and I a lot of the time don't think about stuff like what you just said. Like that was how much that match meant to you. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is cool for me because I might just look at those as just pictures of a match where you're going to look at them so much more, differently because of what it means to you. And that's just so cool because that's just what photography is for,
Yeah,
just
man.
to capture those moments.
Good. I can't give enough of y'all love. Like, I'm sure you don't get enough love. You guys are so important to a wrestling show. And without you, like these moments, like I'm going to remember that picture forever. And I really appreciate that. I don't know if I ever told you that, but I do really appreciate that one.
Oh yeah, dude, of course. Just like fucking Perch with the body slam the other day. Now I got a picture of that, and now that's gonna live forever. And I'll look back and be like, I remember when Perch body slammed Bryce.
Yep.
Again.
All right. Perch is the big picture guy, so this might be a hard question for him. Why don't you tell us what you got?
No, Andre, you said it perfectly though. The appreciation we have for photographers and for photos is, immense. It's a journey. Every one of us, everyone who steps foot into pro wrestling is on a journey. That being said, journey is captured by moments in time. We can't physically take a picture of ourselves while we're performing, let alone at the peak of our performance or at the moment where all that hard work, goes into moments of success or failure. We can't do that. So to have someone, pursuing their passion alongside us in the terms of photography, it goes without saying the love and admiration we have for you guys. Thank you for all the photos and being a photographer. Always have to thank you guys, and always good pals to meet. And especially from a referee standpoint, we're in the trenches together. There's a lot going on in the match, and we're doing our best to frame it. Myself inside the ring to frame it for an audience, whether that's at the show right there in front of us, but through a photographer, he's framing it for an audience to see forever. So the inner workings of pro wrestling is cool. So when it comes to photography, I love it. I love pro wrestling photos and photos in general. One day I'll have a camera and I'll be wearing a hoodie in between my matches and walking up and taking some
I'm
clothes
saying,
off.
where are we going with this? Perch?
Perch the camera guy, huh?
Incognito, just for my own. I love it.
Sure.
Because it is about those moments, because it does mean so much. Like Dre said, it's a story. Stories mean something to him. Stories mean something to each one of us.
Yeah, Nick, that was a 6-year photo in the making. You did great.
Actually, Perch, I want to take this moment right here to tell you this because I've never told you this, but thank you for just being you, because you are the first guy that made me feel comfortable in the locker room when I really, my first day at AAW, because that was the first day I met you. And I've never met anybody who is more just like, it's going to be okay type shit,
No, we say it all the time.
Seriously, man, I just thank you, because without you, I don't know how long it would have taken me to actually adjust to locker rooms in general, because I've had the pleasure of working with you, I think, more than anybody else across all the promotions that we've worked together so far. So seriously, just from me to you, thank you. Obviously, we're doing this shirt, and here's another thank you.
No, it's
but seriously, Perch.
That means a lot.
We really say it every time we can. If every locker room had a Perch in it, wrestling would be a lot better.
Agreed.
Oh well, much love, guys. For real, that means a lot. There's a million of me out there, and you just gotta find them.
No, there's only one
No,
Perch.
there really isn't. There really isn't, Perch.
Oh well, surrounded by the passion for pro wrestling, we see it in pictures that we have, and one picture shows it in particular. I've carried this picture with me from very early days of Brew City Wrestling. I think it's a Falcon photography, but it was Dre in his white trunks.
Yeah, yep.
And he had just gotten murdered. That's how it.
Yep, same
made his
yep,
living.
same match I was
small guy.
talking about.
For small guys, what do we got that we know how to do early on? Get murdered.
Yep.
So
Like early on, I still do that.
with class. With class. Now you figure out ways to get
Murdered, yeah.
How
creative can I get with this murdering?
but yeah, that
Boggle.
picture, I'm carrying you out the ring, and that picture's carried with me for a long time. I love it. Just brothers in arms. We're gonna be with a good crew for a while.
And I think that was actually like the first attempted rib on me, because I believe Frank told you to carry me to the back, thinking it was going to be a rib, and fuck, I don't know any better. All right,
Oh
carry me to the back.
and you can see it in the eyes. I think I posted it recently. It's the look on the eyes is like, well, we're going with this.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
It's too funny. And there was another one I saw from that era. The contrast of Mav laying on the ground, and I'm looking at him after I hit him with a stunner that time with the bruiser and cracked some beers on his face. And then juxtaposed to the picture of Mav in the cage with the blood on his face,
Yeah.
and standing next to him in that one. It's just two settings, but two human beings standing in the same position, but two
really feels like those pictures should have been at opposite promotions, but
yeah, I think Michael Bear was in there for the bloody face one. But that was too funny, the contrast in it. And when Nick started coming around, I think we were doing a live tapings in particular for AAW, and getting the shoot the Alive series. It was a brand new concept, so it's captured through the images of Nick and through his lens, and I think it paints a pretty sweet picture for AAW Alive. It always gave me that kind of Pokemon card feel. Like I don't know what the size of a card is, a cardboard card, but all the way to the edges, the entire edge, the entire picture is filled up. It carries you into that scene, and if it were a window, it would be without a frame. You can just walk right through it and be in that world that you're seeing. And one picture in particular that takes me into that world is a match that was Mance Warner against, I think, Thomas Shire at that Galley Arena. And after the match, it was shortly after the lockdown had been lifted. Fans are coming back. Pro wrestling's happening again. And the whole fans, everyone has to wear a mask, but the performers on the inside were all tested and everything. So it's a very much a contrast. But there's a picture of me raising Mance's hand and looking out over to the crowd, and Nick must have been right behind us between the ring and us, because we're on the outside of the ring, right by the railing, by the fans, and Nick must have been right between us and the ring to snag that picture. And it's just our backs with raising Mance's hand with the sea of people in front of us. And you get to see, the enjoyment that people have for that moment. And, in history, there's different eras, and this is certainly an era that we're living in. And you can see it depicted in that crowd. But it doesn't stop us from still putting on a show and Like we figured out early in our careers, no matter what, the show is going to go on. But that picture is one that I love, and that one carries true to me. And there's another picture that I've carried with for a long time too. And shout out to 3 Count. He had another picture where it's of my back, so he was between me, but I'm standing outside the ring, looking into the ring at the end of Mondo Lucha a few years ago. And I was banished to the outside. I was a heel referee.
Yeah,
So the contrast of it is everybody standing inside the ring,
having the greatest time.
having the greatest time. Everyone in the foreground, and you can see from my back looking on, just the silhouette of the guy who, the loser on the outside, and all the winners on the inside. But those are some pictures in particular that came to mind that have stuck with me throughout the years.
Awesome. Zach.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna kind of do what Dre did. Like 3 Count was one of the first guys. Like he was the guy who gave me like my first favorite promo pick. He's like, I had no idea what to pose. He's like, just do something. I think I literally just grabbed my vest and like just gave him a look.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
that
don't know,
one. Love that one.
That's one of my favorite all-time.
It's one of my favorite of yours.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite all-time promos. My first like legit promo. I mean, I appreciate him so much. I even made that promo into a T-shirt. So like a lot to do with that promo pick. With BZ, I know we haven't really mentioned him, but he captured a really big moment. Doc and I for Zello Pro, we were wanting to get on there for a while. They told us pretty much what we had to do in order to get on the show, and there was nothing guaranteed about us tagging. It sounded like we were going to be doing more of like other things. The cards played in our favor. We got a tag match, and there's a moment where we're in the ring. The lights just spotlight on us, and we're busting our pose with the arms in the air, just embracing it all. Every time I look at that photo, I remember like how I felt like we're gonna.
Oh yeah, that is probably like the best picture of our entrance.
Yeah, and
Are the
that's
ones
like
we've got. Also,
that
because I did forget, don't worry, I'll put over BZ right now because I know what my favorite picture by BZ is, and I know actually what my favorite picture of you by BZ is, and they're on August Matthews. The chop that you get on him, where you can see all the ripples in his chest,
oh yeah,
fucking
like,
beautiful.
that one's good.
And me giving him the punt where you can see the ripples in his chest, also beautiful. Your chest ripples very well, August Matthews. Please wrestle me more.
Since you guys are bringing up Basil real quick, just want to throw it out there that Basil is okay. He's just on a hot. He's kind of doing his own thing right now, which is why no one's heard from him. So I have heard from him recently, and he is fine.
Good to hear. Good to hear. I did notice nothing.
Yeah, just doing his own thing right now.
I've been feeling he was just doing his own thing and all that, but yeah, Basil, like just capturing those moments for us was amazing. I guess one of my favorite Falcon photographer photo is I think it's a photo of me and Doc, first time ever tagging, and we both just look like 2 confused guys coming out together, just no idea how to enter, and Doc just has a tongue out. Like there's no rhyme or reason. Like just looking
Haven't
at
put
that.
my tongue back in my mouth since the fiance is not happy about that. She doesn't like that.
Just look at every time I look at that photo, I just kind of look at being like, man, if that match never happened, like would we be the tag team we are now? Because I feel like that match happened.
Absolutely not. We would not be.
Yeah, if that match never happened, like I don't think we would be Country Air because dysfunction always referred to me as your tag.
Actually, a lot of because a lot of things actually. One other thing had to fall into place for that to happen.
Yeah, one other thing, but I feel like that was a good start to get the mindset as us as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite, I have a few favorite picks with actually you, Nick. we got those promo pics. My girlfriend has a matching jersey with us. So the Charlie's Angel photo is always a goodie, just because we were just like, what do we do? I'm not gonna say a lot of action shots because I'm not really happy with my physique, not really happy with how I look. It's pretty much probably everyone knows that. So I don't like a lot of pictures. I always find stuff wrong with me. So there's gonna be more promo pics that I'm a fan of. But yeah, like I would say I really enjoyed that. I am super pumped anytime we hear a great camera guy is at a show. I felt bad when we saw you. I'm like, hey, can you get some photos of us with belts? But I appreciate you so much for letting us bring belts from other promotions just to get those photos, because Wisconsin does not have, besides Falcon Photography, we really don't have a lot of people doing promos. Jill McKay does them, but it's really hard to like have someone who brings their own setup and like does the photoing editing that you do. And like I truly appreciate all that.
Yeah, man, of course. Honestly, I don't care about stuff like that. I know sometimes the promotion does, like, but me personally, I don't give a shit. If you want pictures with the belt, I don't give a fuck if you're at CSW or Zello or wherever, I'll do whatever you need me to do, man.
Oh yeah, and like I said, like me and Doc, we didn't have no pictures of our new gear really, like our brand new gear. So like we were at a show, like I want to say we were at FTW, and we knew Zello was the following week, and we knew you were there, and we both looked at each other like, let's get haircuts, let's get pretty, because we got like someone.
Oh yeah, that the promo pics from this past weekend, I'm pretty sure are the actual first promo pics I have with a fresh haircut. Which is very, very important to me because I have noticed that like in all my promos, like, God, I did not get a haircut before this photographer. I am looking super bummy. So really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
And the last
Cool.
one.
Go ahead, Zach.
No, you go, Nick.
I was just gonna say now that I've been doing the flyers at Zello, so now I got new promo pics for you guys for the flyers.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. But last one, I'm gonna put over Effie Stop. If you ever meet her, she's out in Minnesota. Phenomenal woman, phenomenal person. Actually, this will be an action shot. There's me and Maverick Boone were showing up as extras, just paying our dues, and we went up with Aesop Mitchell, and Aesop actually lost his voice, so it ended up turning into us cutting a promo for Aesop where he would pretty much hoarse voice like and we would interpret what he said, and that led to a match with Aesop versus Kara Noya, and we at the time being influenced by the wrong people, were doing the wrong things like cheating, and there was a really good action shot of Kara doing a suicide dive on all three of us.
You know what? I'll take a moment to say what my favorite pick of Effie Stop and actually indulging Disorderly also, because I always get them confused. So I'm going to say two picks. One is from the show for Discover Pro, where we're doing chasing Dragon Ball Z Kai. And it's right before the kick lands. It's a dope black and white pick. Also, they got a pic of me years ago at an ICW show where I am doing a springboard crossbody to Jared Jacks. And it's another one where I just look so perfectly floating in the air. And, Lapika Lounge, love it, but it's a super dark place, but that must be the brightest picture I've ever seen in that area. So really love that one.
All right, I got two more. Now I'm going to be done. Then we get together. I'm sorry.
Doc, that's fine. We're talking about dope shit that we like about each other. And never do this. We never put ourselves over.
So Doc, you brought up Discovery Pro. There's I don't know if it's Effie or you said the other guy's name. I'm not going to try to say
Indulgingly Disorderly.
There is a phenomenal entrance photo where it's black and white, and they had like fog machines, all that, and like we have like just us coming through the fog. Looks really cool. And then last one, he doesn't take promos, but cameraman, the guy who does captures great moments, Wrestling with Unicorns. One of my first Wrestling with Unicorns clips was at Freelance Me and Doc did the pre-show, and it was going right into the hot tag. I did my Andrade elbow, phenomenal noise. The entire crowd reacted well, and just always every time I watch it and hear it, just how loud that elbow smacked across Warbear's face makes me happy.
Hey, I'll put over Wrestling with Unicorns too. Same match. Everybody knows. I just want to get that dropkick spinneroonie in. And he got it at such a good, clean angle. Love that, homie. Deathmatch Unicorns for life.
Love you, Martin.
Yep. Gunner.
So, if I had to pick one, I would probably choose the picture that I use for my profile pictures for basically like all my social media, and the picture I always send promoters if they need one. It was taken by Matt Tucker, I believe.
Wrestleography.
Yes, sir. Growing up, a chubby kid, if you look at the picture and you zoom in and squint real hard, you can see veins in my arms, which is just not something that normally happens. Yeah. but the lighting's good, picture looks good. I took that promo picture after I had a match, so I repainted my face for it, and my like face paint has the perfect like blend of like neatness, like solid lines, but also kind of messy. So like just everything combined makes it my favorite promo picture, and just my favorite picture altogether.
Awesome.
So while you follow me on all social media, make sure you stare at my picture for a few seconds.
I'm doing it right now.
Yep, no, it's a good one. Good one. It's good when you get that balance of imperfections in there.
Yes, it's not like too perfect to the point of like, I don't know, phony looking or like I don't know.
No, I get what you mean. I say it all the time. You are perfectly imperfect.
Yes, it's like a perfect mess.
Yeah, love it.
Disaster piece.
Yeah. Big fan of those. All right. God, we've been going for a while. Think it's about time we take it home. Hey Nick, got any final thoughts or questions?
Let me think. No, just thanks for having me on here, and I love doing shit like this. Talking is fun. So
No problem. Oh, I might as well invite you now. If you like, now that you were a guest, you are cordially invited to episodes 68 and 69. I know we talked a little earlier. We're still like 4 weeks for episode 52, but episode 68 and 69 will be our blowout. If you want to come back, you are more than welcome.
Bro, I'm fucking down. What is it gonna be, like 80 people in here or something?
Hopefully. That's the plan.
Yeah, dude. I'm down for that.
Awesome. So yeah, we'll have Camera Guy Gimmick Nick back for episode 68, 69. Be sure to be jealous of all the Perch shirts that you didn't pre-order. Be on the lookout for his photo zine coming out. There'll only be 79 because I'm going to buy one of them. Be sure to follow him on all social media. Just knowing that on one of them, the C is missing on Gimmick.
Yes, you explained that way easier than I could.
Perch, final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, figuring out this whole how to post videos to YouTube. I remember seeing a commercial like 10 years ago. It's just crossing my head now. So yeah, my mind's a tangled mess.
No problem, bro. Like I said, I'll go ahead and make sure to check hey, fans, go ahead. Check the description. The link to the Perch matches will be there. He's the best ref in the Midwest. Go ahead, like all of his stuff, and go ahead and share the playlist because the link will be in the description. Zach, any final thoughts or questions?
Just pretty much Nick. I know. Thank you for taking the time I get to join us. I hope everyone who listens understands like the work it takes as a photographer to do what they do, and like without them, you wouldn't be able to see the content that we post.
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
Hey,
Thank you very
much
much.
love. Much love. And Gunner, final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, thank you, Nick. I think this was a pretty solid episode. So yeah, thanks for coming on.
No,
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
our best episodes are when we have guests on, and this has been a good
Oh,
one.
for sure.
Last thing, guys. Nick you're at Fourth Wall, right? Friday.
Yes, I'm at Fourth Wall on Friday.
If you're
Mhm.
listening
Which
to the
you
podcast, the man taking the beautiful photos is the man that's on the podcast today. Because Nick, I'm sorry, we don't actually do videos on our YouTube channel yet. So
yeah, I didn't think so. I listened to a couple of them. So
I just want to let the fans see the face of the man behind the camera.
Yep.
Good food in
you
the
guys
Buena
live,
Vista.
sidebar, you guys live in Wisconsin, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If we'll talk about it on Friday, but I might have to maybe possibly park my car in someone's driveway and sleep in it if I'm a little too tired to drive home.
There's always a bed, brother. There's
Yeah,
always a
yeah,
bed.
yeah. You definitely got a
Okay.
place to stay. I don't live in Milwaukee with everybody else, but if you're ever coming through Madison, you definitely got a place to crash.
Brother, I live like 10 minutes from the venue.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, we got you.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, no problem. Hey, this is the biz. This is how it works. Safety first. It's like, hey, it's like freaking me and Zach have been traveling to Tennessee. We have been hitting everybody up we know in Indiana for places to crash. Like just for the night, just for like 20 minutes.
Hello,
It'd
Mom.
be like that sometimes.
Yeah. So it's real. Hey fans, we love you. We do this because we like you guys. Sleeping in our car is the norm. But it's probably time we go ahead and take it home. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe to everybody. Go ahead, share this podcast. Click all the links in the description. Be easy. One.
Yeah.